For those of you who don't know, my name is Emma Boswell. I was an unexpected baby. At the time that I was conceived, my dad still had another 2 years to go in law school, and my mom was the sole support of our family. Baby wasn't part of the plan at that point in their lives. But unlike many, I was welcomed with joy and love. I was given life, an opportunity that so many unspoken millions have stolen from. My parents never considered an abortion, and they never considered killing me after I was born, purely because they didn't have the money to raise me. The unspoken practice of infanticide, sometimes referred to as after-birth abortion, is on the rise today. As I look through the history of this practice and at the reality of what's occurring in our current world, I hope to stir your hearts into taking action against the practice of infanticide. We'd like to think that the killing of babies is not a problem in our modern or ancient world. However, history shows that infanticide was a common practice. In ancient Rome, the father of the family had the power of life or death over his children. When a baby was born, it was placed at the father's feet. If the father picked up the child, then it was welcomed as a new member of the family. However, if he did not, the baby was placed outside where it was exposed to the elements and wild animals. With the rise of Christianity, infanticide was almost completely abandoned in the West. Laws were passed which denied parents the power of life or death over their children. We find it incomprehensible that parents would leave their newborn babies outside to die. But are we so different today? In 2012, bioethicist Dr. Alberto Giubilini of the University of Milan and Dr. Francesca Minerva of the University of Melbourne published an article in the Journal of Medical Ethics entitled, "After-Birth Abortion, Why Should the Baby Live?" This article states that newborns are potential persons, not actual persons, and that they do not have a moral right to life. They also said that it was impossible to damage a baby by preventing her from developing the potentiality to become a person in the morally relevant sense. They believe what they call after-birth abortion, the killing of a newborn, should be permissible. They use the term after-birth abortion instead of infanticide to, quote, emphasize the fact that the moral status of the individual being killed is comparable with that of a fetus. They continue, people's well-beings could be damaged by the new child requiring time, money, and care, which the family might not have or be in short supply of at the time. Let me make this clear. These people are suggesting that it is okay to kill babies purely because they take time, money, and effort. If a 3-day-old baby was stolen from her crib and murdered, it would be considered a heinous crime. However, Doctors Giubilini and Minerva are suggesting that it is acceptable to kill unwanted babies without consequences or even consideration for their very lives. Why is there a difference in the definition of life between a wanted baby and an unwanted one? And why does this difference exist? As recently as 2002, the Netherlands approved the killing of babies as an extension of their euthanasia laws. According to the New England Journal of Medicine, Dutch neonatologists decide which sick and disabled babies qualify for euthanasia based on a protocol. According to the British medical journal The Lancet, about 8% of all the babies who die each year in the Netherlands are killed by their own doctors. In India, female infanticide is common practice. As of 2011, 3 million baby girls were missing from the population. Baby girls are drowned, suffocated, and left to starve by their mothers. In most cases, within 24 hours of the baby's birth, it has been killed. In our own country, we are learning about infanticides that are occurring in abortion clinics. As of 2010, 1,270 babies were born alive and died after attempted abortion. abortions. These are only the numbers that are reported. We can only imagine how great the numbers truly are. History responded once before to these atrocities. Is there any hope for us in 2013? I recently worked as a page in the Florida Senate. During my time there, they were hearing testimony on the Born Alive bill. This bill states that if a baby is born alive after an attempted abortion, they must be brought to the nearest hospital where they will receive medical treatment and care. A born alive baby would receive the same rights and privileges as any other baby following a natural birth. The best part of this is that the Florida House and the Florida Senate voted unanimously to pass this bill, and it was then handed to our governor, Rick Scott, who signed it into law. In other parts of the country, law enforcement officers are working to protect newborns. In Philadelphia, Dr. Kermit Boswell was arrested and convicted for cutting the spinal cords of babies who were born alive. Although his clinic may not be an isolated event, we find solace in the fact that our country is recognizing that infanticide is the murder of the innocent. However, the fact that credence has been given to the medical journal article on infanticide is alarming, especially in light of the number of innocent babies being killed around our world today. Even so, there is hope. As shown by the Florida government, there are still people out there who care and who are willing to fight for what is right. These innocent and helpless babies were created and given life by their loving God and Father in heaven. Not by their mothers, not by their fathers, not even by the government under which they live. Their lives are a precious and holy gift. They were each created with a soul and have their own story to tell. I was an unexpected baby who was protected and given the right to mature and thrive. It is all of our jobs to work together to fight for and protect the innocent babies of our world. Thank you.